A Marine veteran running for Congress in Minnesota vowing to defend the police while slamming Democratic leaders for the violence rocking their cities.
I will always stand in solidarity with our men and women in uniform because I understand their sacrifice and I respect it. Ilhan Omar and Angie Craig, they don't.
That Marine veteran and Republican candidate for Congress in Minnesota's 2nd District, Tyler Kistner, joins me now. Tyler, welcome to the show. First and foremost, thank you so much for your service to this great country of ours. We so much appreciate that. Really interested in why you decided to run for Congress right now.
Well, no, thank you so much for having me. But yeah, the reason I'm running for Congress is really having served this nation for 9 years active duty as an elite Marine Special Forces veteran, a captain, and leading this nation's finest men and women through the toughest, most chaotic situations. I became frustrated, just as many people in this country, with the lack of leadership, integrity, and character we were seeing from our elected officials, especially on the Democratic side in the House. And I'm using my experience, having served this nation, to change that dysfunction in D.C., but then also to be that new generation of servant leaders to help carry that mantle of political leadership into the future, not just for our generation, but for future generations to come.
So we have a tweet here from Representative Angie Craig, the Democrat incumbent right now, who you'd be running against. Let's read it and then get your reaction. It reads, "We must address the systemic racism in our country, but the violence, vandalism, and looting only detracts from that work and cannot be tolerated. Let's work together to address racial and social justice issues, end the violence, vandalism, and looting, and heal our country." So what do you make of the tweet, and how would your approach be different?
Well, let's look at the tweet and when it came out. She waited for her party to actually tell her to send out that tweet. She had been silent on this and continuing to say that we need to end the systemic racism within the police force. So she was calling the police racist. What we need to do is someone to actually stand up and be a leader. We're not getting that from the Democratic Party, especially here in Minnesota, as we saw with all the riots in our cities burning. But what I'm going to be is that voice and that strong advocate, that fighter who has the experience to actually stand up and be a voice for this district and continue to keep our communities safe, defending our police, and then also working to rebuild that economy, just like the president's trying to do.
So how would you help to heal? We have a great divide in this country, unfortunately, in many cases between community and police. The police force has, in many parts, been abandoned by Democratic leadership. Some have endorsed outright the defund the police movement. What can you do if you were elected to help bridge this divide?
Well, using my experience, what we need right now is not emotion. We don't need to bring more divisiveness to D.C. What we need is civility. And having that experience as a Marine and someone who has served this country, I led people from all different backgrounds, viewpoints, and different cultures. And we all come together towards one purpose, one common goal. And it's taking that experience and actually applying that to Congress. It's working with both parties to address the issues that we're facing, to make sure that we can rebuild this economy, but that we're also working to keep our communities safe.
Well, Tyler Kistner, we want to thank you so much for being here. You certainly have plenty of experience problem solving very tough and very difficult situations. Thank you again for your service, and we'll continue to follow the